Earnings really kicking into high gear, like you're saying, Lauren. You know, we're going to also be listening closely today. The Federal Reserve announcing their decision on interest rates. Mark Vitner, senior economist at Wells Fargo, is here. Mark, good morning.
Good morning.
Well, I want to get to earnings with you for sure, especially Coca-Cola, which she just mentioned. But let's start with the Fed's statement. What are you looking for in the statement, in the language?
Well, this is a meeting where they don't have a press conference, so the statement's about all we get. It comes out at 2 o'clock Eastern, and what we're going to be looking for are any changes in their assessment of the economy, particularly inflation, because it's been lower than expected, and the Fed has told us repeatedly that this is temporary. They think it's going to bounce back, but now it's looking like it's going to persist a little bit longer, and whether or not that's likely to affect policy. The other thing we're looking for, any clues about when the Fed is likely to begin to reduce the size of their balance sheet.
Well, you know, let's talk about that balance sheet because, you know, most analysts, and I believe you've been on the program as well, saying you believe September sounds about right for them to begin the unwind process. Do you think that's going to create market volatility?
No, if it goes as planned, I don't think it'll create a lot of market volatility. I think the plan is that they're going to say, okay, we're going to announce it very soon. And they've said that she said as much when she did her mid-year economic testimony, said that certainly this year, hopefully in the next couple of months. I think that they'll imply that they're going to do it in September. The Fed nuances everything, and they don't want to give everything away because they don't know what's going to happen in the budget process or geopolitically around the world between now and September. So
right.
they don't want to lock themselves
Nobody
in.
knows. We wish we did. Really quick, Lauren just mentioned it. Coca-Cola's coming out with their numbers. Boeing, a lot of other companies. How are you feeling about earnings right now, in particular with these big names we're showing? Boeing, you've got Ford as well. Talk to me about it.
Well, Boeing and Coca-Cola are two great companies to look at to get an idea of what's happening with global demand. And it looks like global demand is strengthening, although we have seen some cost-cut announcements from Boeing over the last few weeks. And so, you know, it'll be really interesting to see what's happening with their sales, what's happening with their orders. And with Coca-Cola, I think it's always interesting to look to see how foreign exchange swings are impacting earnings. I mean, those are things that as an economist, we like to pull away from them. But they're two big global companies that give us a real look into what's going on around the world for consumer demand and orders for big aircraft.
I got to ask you real quick. I got 10 seconds. Facebook, what do you expect?
Well, you love to see their earnings all the time because it's such a rapidly growing company. I mean, you want to look and see what's happening with their ad dollars, what's happening with all their various units, and any clues about the new technologies that they're moving into.
All right, Mark Vitner. Mark, thanks so much. Great to see you this morning.
Good to be with you.